Marry Me is directed by Cat Coiro and stars Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson. Music superstar Kat Valdez plans to get married before a global audience of fans. But when she learns that her fiancé has been unfaithful, she decides to marry a stranger from the crowd instead. Being the typical male that I am, when I saw the trailers for this movie, of course I scoffed at it. I mean, it's a rom-com starring Jennifer Lopez. Why would I ever like that? It's just going to be the typical rom-com with all the typical rom-com cliches, and it's going to be so predictable and ooey and gooey and blah. So, of course I saw it anyway, because... So, did I like it because it surprised me, or was it just another typical rom-com with all of the typical rom-com cliches? It was a typical rom-com with all the typical rom-com cliches. But that doesn't necessarily make it bad. Whatever you think of this movie going into it, whatever you think of rom-coms in general going into this movie, is pretty much exactly what you're going to think of this film coming out. You either love rom-coms and are going to love this movie, or you hate rom-coms and are going to hate this movie. For me, I'm lukewarm on rom-coms. There are some good ones, there are also some bad ones. So coming out of this movie, I thought it was okay. Easily the best part about this movie, and easily the thing that carries it, are our two main leads, played by Lopez and Wilson. The two actually do have some great chemistry with each other, and a lot of the scenes they share, I found myself really enjoying their relationship. Plus, it helps that the characters themselves, while nothing mind-blowing, are perfectly likable. He's a nice guy who just wants the best for her, and she's a woman who was hurt and made a rash decision. They both care for each other, and you do buy their relationship. Plus, I will give credit where credit is due. There are some good jokes every now and then, especially when they compare the two of their lifestyles, considering that the two of them are vastly different in the societal hierarchy. Plus, I'll also give credit, the music's not half bad either. I mean, most of it is sung by Jennifer Lopez, and she has an amazing voice, but I also like the orchestral music playing behind her in these songs. It does add something sort of personal to the songs, and I really did enjoy it. But is this a mind-blowing, genre-changing, genre-defining rom-com? No. It's just another rom-com, and it does have plenty of the rom-com cliches and problems that you are used to hearing, complaining about, or ignoring. The biggest problem with this movie is that it is cliched as hell. Every single character, story beat, or line of dialogue that you think a rom-com could possibly have, this movie has it. From the forced Mr. Wrong constantly showing up to ruin the main character's relationship, to the third act breakup. Hell, there's literally a scene of one of our main leads running through an airport. And if that's not cringe-worthingly cliched enough for you, there is a scene of our two main leads making a wish, and when it's time for Owen Wilson's character to make a wish, he says... I'll give you 5 seconds to guess what he says, because you're probably right. It already came true. And along with that, there is a lot of the intended comedic relief characters dialogue that really isn't funny. And there's also the Twitter, Instagram Live montages that you see every now and again in a couple movies, and I don't like them in those movies. I didn't like them in this movie. I think it instantly makes the movie more dated. So yeah, this is a typical rom-com with the typical rom-com cliches, nothing new added, no surprises. And some of you do like it. And if that's the case, there is nothing harmful in this movie. The acting is good and our two main leads do have some legitimate chemistry with each other. A good majority of the comedic moments do land, and the music's not half bad either. It's just that for someone who is not a fan of rom-coms, you're going to find nothing new in this movie. You're going to find all of the cliches annoying, and you're going to find all of the comedic relief characters' lines of dialogues just as annoying as the cliches are. For me, sometimes the cliches were a bit too hard to swallow at times, but as cliched rom-coms go, this movie is perfectly likable, perfectly fine, so perfectly I'm going to give Marry Me a C. I feel like I'm betraying someone, but I don't know who. I liked the rom-com with Jennifer Lopez that came out this weekend more than the Liam Neeson action movie that also came out this weekend. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite rom-com? For me, I actually have to go with Long Shot, starring Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen. I thought that movie was actually hilarious, and the two of them were actually adorable together. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.